Before we get started with this review, one thing I want to say that I should have corrected myself very quickly, but I didn't think about it because it was late when I did the review for the previous episode, so I'm going to correct myself here. Yes, I know Eobard Thawne is the real first Reverse Flash. I literally had a brain fart when I did that review and I said that. I didn't think before I said that. I knew in my head, did I just say something wrong? Oh, no, it's fine, I'll keep going. So, here we are. So yes, I do apologize for that little slip. I do know a lot of people did correct me, so I am sorry for that little mess up. It was just a little brain fart. Trust me, I was like, the moment I realized that I was wrong after I posted that review, I was like, shit, Hunter Zolomon's the second Reverse Flash, not the first. So literally I messed up. That was on me. So do apologize for that, but hey, everyone makes mistakes, and it was pretty friggin' late at night when I did that review, so my brain wasn't really in the game. Anyway. But yeah, onward to the review. So this episode was really good. I thought this was just a really well thought out, well put together episode of more or less dealing with the aftermath of time travel. And more or less, it is, like I said, it hits the ground running, pun intended, with the whole idea of what Barry has done. You know, he now has all the knowledge of the previous day, and now he's reliving he's reliving it again. And Wells, he knows right off the bat that something is wrong, so now he's like, look, just because you time traveled into the previous day does not mean you can divulge the past. You know, for all you know, he manages to stop Weather Wizard before he attacks Joe, and now he thinks, oh, now I have a shot with Iris. This is so cool. And Wells is telling him, look, just because you took out one threat doesn't mean that, time is a very fragile thing. I'm pretty sure he of all people would know this. So he's pretty much telling him right off the bat, look, just because you took out one threat doesn't mean time's going to try to correct itself by bringing out, another threat, and maybe even bigger. Sure enough, it's a big enough threat in the form of Captain Cold, and we also get the arrival of his sister Lisa, who plays a part in who. It's really cool to see finally the Golden Glider in here. I think that was I thought that was really cool. And can I just say this about because we're getting the rogues slowly forming in here. I can't wait to see, Trickster and the Pied Piper and the Top and finally Weather Wizard and Mirror Master come together and form the Rogues. And in fact, they actually come up with the name the Rogues in here. Barry gives them the name the Rogues. And can I just say this about Wentworth Miller and Dominique Purcell and even I can't remember the actress's name for Golden Glider, but they are clearly having fun with this. You can see it on their faces that they are having too much fun being these villains. They are having way too much fun with playing these bad guys, and I think it's really cool. I think it's just so much fun. When they kidnap Cisco, and it's hilarious. I love Cisco's acknowledgement of, he could in no way in any universe get that amount of ass, and good-looking ass, might I say, and they proceed to beat the crap out of him. And kidnap his brother, too. Which I'm surprised, how did you know who his brother was? That's a good question. How did you know that was his brother? Did you do some background research? Did you follow him to the birthday party for his brother? What? I don't know. Yeah. Also, let me say this about the Cisco and his brother kind of sibling rivalry. I thought it was done very well. I thought it was really cool to see how that was all done, and myself, am kind of going through that same situation with my brother as well. And it's not fun. If you have a sibling that has clearly better talents than you, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Then if it's a brother, sister, or even cousin, or other relative that you have to live in their shadow of, it's not fun. It is in no way fun, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys who also probably have this problem as well, will agree with me on that. Yeah, so. But I did like how that kind of all kind of played out towards the end, and also that whole thing of now Captain Cold knows Barry's identity. I was like, wow, they are going for that. They're not going to try to recorrect time or whatever. It's just going to be. And we're also getting the rules of the rogues, and I like that. I like we're getting the rogue rules, as they're sometimes called, which the whole thing is that Barry and Leonard and the other rogues don't kill. They don't kill unless it's absolutely necessary, as Cold once stated in a previous episode. And now Barry's giving him a challenge, saying, if you're so good at killing, then don't do it. Do not kill. Do that with and I like that he's like, you and your little rogues gallery will be locked away forever. And to which he's like, the rogues, cute. I can't wait for Captain Cold to just barge in with the rest of the rogues gallery and just be like, ladies and gentlemen, the rogues have arrived. Yeah. But yeah, I did like the Cisco stuff as well. I did like how I guess we could call him Eobard Thawne, or yeah, I can't pronounce that fucking name. Pretty much we'll just call him Wells or whatever. Reverse Flash is pretty much telling what Cisco, pretty much like after Cisco says, "Look, I screwed up. I gave away all that information, and now I'm not worthy of being part of this team anymore." So he's considering packing up and leaving. And then Wells is like, look, you made the human decision. You made the right choice, and it may have cost us, but still, you made the human decision. And he actually tells him the same thing he said as he did in the previous timeline where he killed him. And I was like, that's kind of creepy. Speaking of also Reverse Flash killing, one of the things that we predicted happened. Pretty much that Mason Briggs douche has been killed by Reverse Flash. And now, Barry's finally on to Dr. Wells. And I'm like, well, first off, that was kind of predictable, because we knew that asshole wasn't going to last long the moment he started digging up info on Wells. Well, let's face it, we all knew that was probably going to happen. And, yeah, better sooner than later, I say. But yeah, but I did not expect the whole thing of Barry now suspecting Wells having a hand in his mother's murder and being the Reverse Flash. So, really curious to see how that's going to go down in later episodes. Among other things with this, also, oh my god, the romance stuff. At least Linda's not around. Hopefully Linda's not around anymore. Thank God. She was just a boring character, and when she said, I can't be the only one who got physically pissed off at this line. I cannot be the only person who had that kind of moment of, God damn it, I'm glad you're getting off the show, or at least getting less screen time. When she said, when he says, we get along just fine, and she says, no, your heart should ache for me. I was like, there are so many things wrong with that. That is something you would see in, like, the 50 Shades of Shit book, or Twilight. That kind of line right there. Who in their right goddamn mind says that when you've only been dating, what, 5 weeks? I don't know, a month? You don't say that at all in the relationship. And I was like, thank God, Barry, you're breaking up with her, because she sounds like a crazy bitch. Your heart's supposed to ache for me. I've known people who have been in relationships, and never have they been like, oh, my heart aches for her. It's like, no, we get along fine. Sometimes a relationship just amounts to, we get along fine. Sometimes it just amounts to that. Trust me, I have friends who have had long-lasting marriages who have just gone on the thing of, we have gotten along fine, we're doing fine. That physically made me cringe. And I can't be the only one who cringed at that line. I cannot be the only one who cringed at that line. And I know it. I know I'm drawing a lot of heat to that certain line, and I don't blame the actress. I know it's the writing. That was on the writing, but it just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it out, because it just stuck out there. Like, that was just, that got under my skin. Like, you had good writing, but that was just one time I was like, ugh, it's bad. But having said that, the rest of the episode is pretty good. I also like the whole thing of Iris rejecting Barry and how Wells explained it. I was like, okay, I am kind of sick of the romantic bullshit, because let's face it, as we all know, Barry and Iris are destined to be together. We know this. It's like the whole Laurel and Green Arrow thing, Laurel and Oliver thing. We know they're going to be together. Whereas, it's the same thing here. And also, the whole thing with like lightning polarity, or whatever the hell they call it, is that a thing? I really want to know if that's no, it's actually not a thing. Obviously, no, it is not a thing. Now, I do know that in some cases of when, now this is actually a real thing, when someone is struck by lightning and they survive it, I do know in some cases a person is left a little mentally out of it, or their emotions change, or something in the brain happens, because you're obviously a bunch of electricity went through you, and your brain has a lot of electro whatevers. I can't, what is it, electromagnetic, it's not pulse, but it does have a lot of electrical synapses in your brain, so supercharging that obviously screws some stuff up. But I don't think that's the right line, and it's kind of a bullshit line with that Caitlin makes up, and everyone just believes it. Okay, whatever, and saying it's super, super rare, I was like, really? We're just gonna go on her word? Okay. Alright. Also, they never really bring up the whole thing that when Joe talked to Iris about, who do you really love? And they never really brought that up again, and I'm like, God damn it, just, whatever. Now, I do sound like I'm griping a lot in this episode, but this is a good episode. The stuff with Cisco and his brother were good. The stuff with, obviously, the Rogues were good. Whenever the Rogues show up, it's a really great episode. It's a really good episode, let me say that. When Captain Cold and the other Rogues show up, it is a really frickin' good episode. But yeah, some of the stuff just stuck out to me. But trust me, as with most of the Flash, unlike with Arrow, where I really get pissed off at some of the points in Arrow, and I'm thinking to myself, God, I just want to drop the show, like my good friend, the Hellish Smile, who announced that after this episode with the Suicide Squad, he's just like, I'm done. I don't blame him. But with Flash, the good, it outweighs the bad in spades. So I forgive anything that bad happens, because they usually, here's the thing with the bad that does come up, and it's usually the romantic crap, and I'll explain why I forgive it more here than Arrow. Because they actually act like human beings here, and they try, and, well, your heart should ache for me thing and the electrical polarity thing, that was BS, but still, when Ford was explaining, maybe just because she said she loved you in this timeline, that was because under certain circumstances that her feelings really took hold. In this timeline, maybe it's not the same situation, so maybe you're not on her mind as it is the previous time. So, okay, I can buy that. But yeah. All in all, this is another really good episode. Flash consistently remains to be a really good show, in my opinion. And also, I am super frickin' excited for next week. For the Mark Hamill coming back as the Trickster, as he did in the 90s show. Hell yes. Also, can I just say one thing about the little teaser we had for the Flash? For the next episode of The Flash, where it's he's all tricks and no joke. And I was like, that's a little on the nose, don't you think, CW? Saying Mark Hamill's character's no joke? Oh, man. So I thought that was just I went, really? You couldn't help yourself, could you, CW? You couldn't help but make that joke. Yeah, but no, as you can tell, I'm actually really excited for Mark Hamill to play the frickin' Trickster again. Even if it may be one-time role, because obviously Star Wars. But, yeah, I am excited to see the Trickster, and the story of the episode. The episode plot sounds really exciting. So I am more than happy to see that. I can't wait to see that episode finally premiere. But yeah, so you guys tell me, what did you all think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know what you guys thought. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.